Hey everyone! Welcome back to Lazy Cat Reactions. This is episode 2 of season 12 of Heartland, titled Hearts Run Free. A romantic trip to Pike River for Amy and Ty turns into a third wheel situation when Jack tags along. Okay. Why? I mean, Amy and Ty are married, so it's not like he has to chaperone them like he would do when they were just dating. They're married, he can't really say anything. Maybe there's something completely different, but I'm like, why is Jack tagging along? Unless he's going to see his friend again. But still, even with that, it's kind of like that. You know, I was going to mention in the last video, and it ended up slipping my mind, that I know season 12 starts the shorter seasons. I believe season 12 has 11 episodes, and then 13 through 15 each have 10. I am happy to see season 16 is kind of bumping back up again with 15 episodes, and hopefully season 17 will end up being about that. But I kind of wonder what happened, because of course with the exception of season 1, 2 through 11 all had 18 episodes, technically full seasons. So I kind of wonder what happened with season 12, and I'm sure I could probably look it up. That they only had 11 episodes, or that the others only had 10. You know, why such a drastic cut? Like, I could have seen if maybe it was 18 episodes and they cut to like 15 or 16, but to go from 18 episodes down to 10 is quite drastic. I mean, yes, you know, we still ended up getting a season, but obviously not as long as one. And maybe that's better because, you know, people talk about shorter seasons sometimes can result in better quality because they have to condense into a shorter amount of time than stretching something out. And that is true. But it also kind of makes you wonder, if they're doing a shorter season, is that because the show was struggling? You know, I hope not. I mean, at the time of recording, like I said, there's rumors of a season 17, so you can't be struggling that much. But I'd just be curious. And like I said, by the time this airs, I probably will have looked it up, but you're welcome to mention in the comments, just in case somehow it does slip my mind, as to why the seasons started getting shorter. Maybe it was the actors. Maybe the actors just didn't want to do as much. You know? Watching Supernatural, most of the seasons for them, they had like 20, 24 episodes. But when it got to like the last couple of seasons, like 14 and 15, they went from like 22 to 24 episodes down to 20 because the actors wanted to spend more time with their families, which makes perfect sense. But they wanted to do it in a reasonable amount of time. You know, they were willing to do at least 20 episodes for the season. But, you know, cutting out a couple of episodes definitely gave them more time, because I would notice that they would finish filming like in March or April, as opposed to maybe like finishing filming in May. Maybe they finished late March and may not have to go back until mid to late August. So that's like 4 full months that they would have with their families. Could be 4.5 months, could be 5, depending on whenever they would wrap the season. So, you know, obviously that extra month or 2 means a lot, as opposed to only maybe having 2 or 3 months. Especially because with a show like Supernatural, they filmed it in Canada. So, you know, they were definitely away from their families. At least with this being a Canadian show, these are Canadian actors. So granted, they might still travel, but, you know, like Amber Marshall, from what I know, she lives in Calgary or Alberta, has her own farm. So I don't think she's really that far away, which I think is cool that she kind of like is Amy. You know, or Amy is her, you know, she's kind of got a farm and kind of lives the Amy life anyway. But yeah, you know, so it just makes, at least it makes me wonder, maybe I'm the only one, but it makes me wonder like why. I'm sure I will probably know, but let me know down in the comments just in case. responsibilities. Let's get started. Hi, sweetie. I wish that they could do something about her wound. I mean, I'm sure they've put salve on it, it's healing, but I'm kind of thinking, couldn't they have like sponged it and cleaned it?
Yeah, he's doing really great. Aren't you, Bandit?
Good boy,
See your
Bandit.
friends?
Unbelievable. You did it. I mean, that is fantastic.
I think they hear him. Oh no! Trip. Oh, okay, it's a
the third
fence.
time they've
Okay,
gone
I thought
there.
it was maybe a tripwire.
That mirror's like Houdini. Total escape
Should
artist.
call her Houdini.
You are top rider, Georgie. I'll be right back. As soon as I can, I promise.
See, you're taking a load off her plate.
I don't know what to do, Grandpa. They're wild. They're meant to be free. I don't want to tame them.
So apparently, it didn't go well with Casey. But when he had said something about like short-term plans, I said, yeah, moving in there. I called that in the last episode. I knew he was going to do that. So I'm guessing Jack decides to tag along because Lisa goes to be with Aunt Evelyn, and he probably does want to see Will. So I can kind of understand, but at the same time, Ty and Amy do deserve. But I guess it could still kind of make it be a romantic weekend for them, even if Jack tags along. They just give him a separate place to stay. And then, they take care of the horse, and then they do some stuff together. Think about this. I keep thinking, man, I feel like we could have a romantic weekend, which is kind of dumb because, we have our own house with our cats. So what do we really need a romantic weekend away for? But I guess the whole point is just to have the time away, away from the house, away from the responsibilities. Could be fun to do it. So now something is festering. I don't know that I could get my SO to go for it though. Maybe. We'll see. I like that they still have family dinner.
I want to know what's going on with you. What happened with Casey? I can't say anything in front of the others.
Never mind that. Have you made a decision about Maggie's and Nicole yet?
No.
The fact he's avoiding
I
it
haven't told anyone about that either.
means Casey
So
turned
many
him down.
secrets, Lou. Your head must be ready to explode.
It's pretty deodorant. Yeah, Casey turned him down.
What I don't understand is why did you have to move out of Big River so fast?
There's a lot of sack.
Jack is so not happy.
Did I really just say that to Kim Price? Why? Why did I do that? What if I can't make the course fast enough? I'm gonna make a complete fool of myself. Hey, Georgie, just stop panicking and start practicing. I'll wait in the car.
Hey.
What we talked.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to go over well, but I hope it does, I mean, although I'm kind of thinking to myself, the mayor might not like being relocated, like maybe where she was down there in Hudson being a wild horse, maybe she liked it there. Maybe she wouldn't like running around Pike River. I think by the end of the episode they will accept her, but I'm also thinking, what if they don't? And Lou, like I said, Lou, she's just so transparent. She's like, well, if you're happy, I'm happy. It's like, although I do think that was kind of shitty that he's like, this is something you need to talk about in person. I'm like, really? Is it? It doesn't seem like it is. It seems kind of like you're doing that deliberately. I wonder if he really is dating or if he's just saying that to see her reaction. And then I'm also wondering, since Lou hadn't called Nicole back, if she is deciding that she's not going to take the offer, the buyout, because I think she wanted to take the offer and the buyout so that she could move forward with Mitch and have more time at Heartland, be around for him more. Now that he's moved on or supposedly moved on, I think she's thinking, I'm not going to do that. I mean, granted, of course, she needs to not just think about Mitch, and she needs to think, if I stay home, I can be here with my family, with my daughters, with my sister, with my grandfather, you know. And I think that would also be a factor, but I don't think Lou really thinks about that. I think that she's thinking that she's not going to take the deal now and she's going to continue to go to New York because she figures Mitch is probably now off the table. But I'm also thinking, okay, well, if he is off the table, you got your closure, move on. You even said about wanting to be single. But like I said, Lou is that type of person. I don't think she can be single. I think she's a serial monogamist.
You remember this Black Stallion, I'm sure.
Yes, I sure do.
He's beautiful.
Well, he still rules the roost. And he's got even more set in his ways over the years. He's the one you have to wow.
There
I've
will.
done it before.
Okay, well,
He's a
take it
beauty.
slow.
I like that Will's willing to help. I do like that she was willing to hear Georgie out about the whole thing with Phoenix.
Once these
you know?
two get settled, I want you to
Fine.
come on.
Come on, Phoenix.
And we kind of owe ourselves one of our famous fishing
Yeah.
expeditions. Maybe make some music
Guy
together
trip.
like we used to want to do. Come on, how many songs did we write in that
Guy
cabin?
trip.
Oh my
That'd
God.
be fun.
Some of them god awful too, weren't they? With that.
Yeah, we know Amy will get the stallion to remember her. He's such a beauty. I think it's cool that the other wild horses are like, yeah, okay. You know, the mare and the foal, they want to join us. That's cool. But I'm also thinking like the stallion is kind of the alpha. But isn't there always someone who challenges the alpha? You know, what if this stallion doesn't want to accept her, but another horse comes up and challenges and says, no, you're going to accept these guys into our group. You know? You don't have to like them, but you're going to accept them. It broke my heart when she said that they're not accepted, or if the stallion doesn't accept them, they're easy prey. And I'm like, well, that is true. They would be prey to other animals, but that still kind of broke my heart to hear. And yeah, I like that Will and Jack are maybe going to have like a guy date, you know, have a guy time together, go up and go fishing. I think that's great. I like that he's going to reconnect. And, you know, I like what Will was saying, you know, don't be a morose house husband. You're a cowboy, be a cowboy, let her go on her trip, be supportive and everything. But yeah, don't kind of be a morose house husband. And I'm like, yeah, Jack can still go about and do his thing. Let Lisa go. You know, he thinks Lisa's being manipulated. And I'm like, what if she's really not? Maybe she is, but what if she's really not? But if Lisa is being manipulated, then that's something she needs to learn for herself. That she's being manipulated. You can't convince her. She needs to learn that. It's okay, dude. It's okay. It's okay. All the other horses accept them.
Okay, let him out.
It's okay. Whoa, chill out. Chill out. Chill out. Chill. Chill.
I need you to do
He's lying. He's not dating anyone.
a huge opportunity to be coached by her. Michigan.
He's not dating anyone. That was a bluff, Lou. That's why he got so annoyed. Yeah, Phoenix is a good boy. Just make sure that you don't do too much. You know, you don't want to do anything that's going to hurt him or damage him. But yeah, like I said, the way Mitch kind of got irritated there, I was like, yeah, he's bluffing. But to be honest, when she was talking about the whole thing about being fine, it was making me think of Ross, you know, from Friends, when they decided to do the stupid decision of Joey and Rachel dating and Ross finding out and him constantly saying, I'm fine. You know, I don't know why my voice is getting all squeaky. Because he wasn't fine. And so I was thinking about that while she's doing this whole speech. It just made me think of Ross and his whole I'm fine. You know, the difference with that is that was his best friend and the woman he's been in love with since like the 9th grade. You know, this is basically just Mitch saying, but she hasn't seen him with anyone yet. You know, I'm surprised she hasn't asked like, so, you know, tell me about her or whatever. Because I would think she would be curious, because just the fact he says he's dating, I'm like, really? Are you? Or is this just a bluff? Because he and Tim were talking about poker. Know when to hold him, know when to fold him. And what do you do in poker? You bluff. So I think he's bluffing. I don't think there is anyone. I think he's doing this to kind of get Lou's thoughts as to, because you notice he didn't believe her when she's like, I'm dating. It's like, Lou, just shut up. So why are they not?
For Amy and Ty tonight, was very thoughtful.
Oh, well, yes, of course. I'd rather keep it in the family. His family is very important to me.
I've been a bit of an ass, and I'm sorry.
I like that he called himself an ass.
I know what a loyal person you can be, especially when it comes to family, and I want you to know I do understand why you need to be with Evelyn, and I support you.
Okay.
A little behind, but he's saying hi to you. He knows you. Thanks, dude. That's what he's saying. Thanks. Thanks for the food. Thanks for everything. I'll see you soon.
Past the dreams that how they caught like wildfire, how they still got hope.
That makes him happy. I don't believe Mitch. He's bluffing. And you notice how they did the music? Tim said he had a lot of time to think. He didn't propose. I was figuring that he probably did in case he just turned him down. But he didn't do it. He chickened out. Because if he had, they wouldn't have like done that with the music, like the music coming up, like he's talking about like time and timing and stuff. So yeah, he didn't do it. And I think Jack should tell Lisa he loves her more. You know, like I like how they had that moment and he's like, I love you. And he has said it to her. But I do wish that he said it more. And, you know, I like that he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be supportive. And she says, oh, you've had a big week. It's like, yeah, you know, Jack, he might be set in his ways, but he does change when he has to. When it is truly important, then yeah, he changes. And Amy might be a little hurt, but again, this gives her some free time because, you know, she was talking about running her business and, you know, parenting and coaching Georgie. And it's like, well, now here's one thing off your plate. You can have more time with Lindy, you can have more time with your horses, you can have more time just with Ty. Like, this is gonna be a good thing. Personally, I don't think she should be upset about it. I know she will be, but I don't think she should be. Thank you for joining me for episode 2. I hope you enjoyed it. It was wonderful seeing all those beautiful horses, especially that black one. That is just gorgeous looking horse. And I'm glad that they kind of finished up the story with that mare and her foal, you know, that we saw in the first episode, and then in the second they kind of brought it together by giving her a new home, you know? Her and the foal. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you can. Support me through Buy Me a Coffee. Link is in the description. Shout out to my editor. She's the one who makes these videos look perfect. So check her out. Her link is in the description. She is a wonderful editor and I love everything that she does for me. So thank you so much to her. If you can support me on Buy Me a Coffee, I will give you a shout out in a future video. But if not, I'm happy that you're here and joining me for this Heartland, a show that has taken my heart, healing horses, healing hearts, and working its way into my heart. So I will see you for episode 3. Bye.